Welcome. I am so grateful to be given this opportunity to talk about something that is really so simple to execute and doesn't add a lot of time into our days, but it has such a huge payoff in building trust, connection, and cooperation with your child. So have you ever felt like no matter what you do, your child just isn't listening or cooperating? As parents, we often focus on rules and limits, but when those aren't built on the foundation of a strong relationship, it can feel like we're hitting a wall. So what's the secret to that? It's not about more rules, it's about finding more connection. So I am Cristina Johnson. I am a certified transformational parent coach and a mom to two young boys, 2 and almost 5. And I actually got into this work before I became a parent, and then I really dug into it after becoming a parent. So my journey to parenthood wasn't easy. We dealt with fertility and a lot of losses, and I thought that was going to be the hard part. And what I realized is that parenting brings on a whole new challenge. So I really dove into this work, and now I coach on parenting with firm, kind, and connection-based strategies. And GEMS are one of the first strategies that I teach all of my clients because they are so actionable and simple to implement, but they have such a huge payoff. So I want to talk about the emotional bank account. When debits outnumber credits, we're going to see more misbehavior, less trust, and less connection. All day long, we're making deposits and credits, deposits or credits and debits into our child's emotional bank accounts. So we're constantly making debits, like when we're not supportive, when we yell, when we don't show up with compassion, or we're not listening, when we're constantly on our phone and being distracted. Or we are crediting into their emotional bank account, like when we give them a hug or show interest in the things that they are interested in, when we're listening to them, playing with them, being fun, setting aside distractions, smiling with them, being funny, being playful, and following through on what we say. When the debits that we're putting into their emotional bank account outnumber the credits, we're going to see more misbehavior, less trust, and less connection. One of my favorite quotes that makes that so easy for me to remember is that rules without relationship equals rebellion. When we're just constantly enforcing rules all day long and we have more debits than credits in our kids' emotional bank accounts, they naturally are going to err on that side towards rebellion, and honestly, it makes parenting a little bit harder. When credits outnumber debits, there's naturally going to be more cooperation that you'll notice, and GEMS are such a powerful tool for making deposits into your child's emotional bank account. My oldest right now is going through a bit of a power surge. So I'm really focusing a bit more on pouring into our relationship and making deposits into his emotional bank account so that we can keep the scale balanced in favor of having those connection moments. Because when we focus on keeping the credits higher than the debits, there's naturally going to be more cooperation and connection because rules with relationship equal respect. Now, that being said, if we're pouring into our child's emotional bank account with the sole purpose of trying to get them to comply with what we're asking for, they're going to know. Kids are smart, and we want that respect to go both ways. So make sure that as you are pouring into their emotional bank account, you're doing that genuinely and from a place of love. And when we're pouring into our kids' emotional bank accounts, it also fills up our emotional bank account. So GEMS, like I said, are a really powerful tool for making deposits into your child's emotional bank account. So what is a GEM? A GEM stands for a genuine encounter moment. It's focused time that you can take a break, connect with your child, and really focus on being present with them. It's attention that you're giving with a focused intensity and a moment to be intimately open to the unique qualities and interests of your child. Now, that's what a GEM is. What a GEM is not is when you have a pocket of time for your kid. The thing that makes GEMs so effective and powerful is that they are showing special attention right at that moment when your child is asking for that. Now I say that, and I know some of you are probably thinking, I can't stop and give a GEM anytime my child asks for attention, and I have a solution for that. So keep watching. So the power of GEMs and why they work so well. GEMs help to build trust and respect. They help our kids to regulate their emotion, and they foster cooperation, and they fill the emotional bank account. That helps to create a foundation in our families for peace and joy and such a strong and connected relationship. So how do we do a GEM? The very first step, I think, is one of the most important ones, and that's removing distractions. Turn off your phone, stop multitasking. I know in this day and age, there's always something going on, always something that I have to get done right that minute. Some notification is pinging on my phone that's pulling my distraction away from my kids. And when you remove those distractions, your kids feel so valued and so important. So turn off your phone, turn the stove off if you're cooking so that it doesn't boil over while you're focusing on a gem, and really focus on your child. The next step is to interact at their eye level. Your physical presence matters. Imagine that you are sitting down at your desk and your boss comes over and is talking to you. So your boss is up here and you're down here, and your boss is making you feel so small and so unimportant. When you talk to someone on their level, you instantly feel more connected and respected. If you stand up to talk to your boss, you're going to feel more connected and respected because you're on the same level. Our kids are often shorter than us, at least when they're young. And in that moment, it brings so much connection and value to your relationship to really be on their level, and helps them feel like you are joining their world and a part of their world. So the third step is connection. Now, that connection may change, and you may need to adapt that for your child's preferences. A lot of kids like friendly eye contact or loving touch, putting your hand on their shoulder, but especially for kids with sensory sensitivities, what's important is that you're showing them that you're engaged with them, however that looks for your unique child. You're being completely present and interested in whatever it is that they want to show you. So that leads us to our next step, is that you're 100% focused. You're letting your child lead the interaction, and you're being genuine in your responses. You're following their lead. You're learning from your child, being excited with them, and looking at the world in a new way. And then last, you're responding from the heart and not the head. You're validating their feelings and their interests, showing genuine excitement, and just being present with them. So what does a gem look like? Well, let's do a non-gem first. So you can see in this picture, the parents are very distracted. The child might be trying to show them something super exciting that they're doing on their tablet. Maybe they drew a picture that they really, really want to show you. So your child comes over and says, Mom, look at this. I drew this awesome picture. And you're just sitting there scrolling on your phone. Yeah, that looks great. That's not really going to fill your child's emotional bank account with a very good deposit, is it? So a gem would be putting your phone down. And when your child comes over, you remember those steps. So your child comes running over, shows you the tablet that they've been working on, and has this really awesome picture they've drawn. They're so excited about. And you set your phone down, you turn off the stove, you set the laundry aside so you can 100% dial in and focus on your child. And when you do that, you say, tell me all about this. I'm so excited. Wow, that's amazing. You're being genuine, not going over the top, but really focusing, looking into your child, looking at their interests, seeing them for who they are, celebrating the uniqueness of your child. So that when your child comes to you, they know that when I come to my parent, they engage with me. That means I matter to them. My parents really love me. So we talked about, it's not always possible to stop right that moment and do a gem. And I promised that I'd give you some ideas for when you can't stop and do that gem, but you still want to fill your child's emotional bank account. And the way that you can do that is by responding truthfully and respectfully. So first, you're going to acknowledge the request and provide a time frame. So I hear you. I would love to see this picture that you've drawn. I can't right now, but in 2 minutes, I'll be all yours. And then always honor the time frame. And this is the big part with filling your child's emotional bank account, is that even if they seem calm or distracted or like they're playing with something else, a huge opportunity that you have to build trust with your child and fill their emotional bank account is by honoring that time commitment. When you said 2 minutes, you mean 2 minutes. So they know they can count on you to honor your word. Gems are for all ages. They're valuable not just for kids, but also for partners and other relationships. So I want to challenge you to try one gem with each of your kids over the next 2 days and just see the shift that you feel in your relationship. When your kids recognize that they are so important to you and that you're stopping, even when you're in the middle of doing something that's important to you, but you're showing your children that they are the most important thing in your life at that moment, and you're completely 100% focused on them. So as a recap, GEMS are a simple but such a profound tool that you can use to create connection, use them to reduce misbehavior and build lasting trust and respect with your children, which is something that I know we all want. So as your next steps, I have a GEMS worksheet that I have put together so that you have those steps easily accessible and you can remember them and try out a GEM with your kids. And then there's a little bit of journaling that you can do so that you can reflect on your experience and how the GEM went. I would absolutely love to hear from you. So if you can respond to my email and share your experience with doing GEMS, I would love to celebrate that connection that you had with your child and what a difference that made in your relationship. And then if you're interested in diving deeper into strategies like these, I offer private and group coaching programs where we talk about the 4 categories of misbehavior, how to set limits, and how to parent with firm kindness and connection. So if you're ready to go further, I would absolutely love to work with you. And I just want to thank you so much for spending this time with me and honor you for the commitment that you're making to your family. It's so inspiring, and I can't wait to hear how your GEMS go. Thank you.